What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Social Club where everyone has a voice. I'm your host, Jacob Hale. And real quick, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe. First of all, first video of mine going into the new year. I just want to say from the entire Social Club crew and from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank you guys. Honestly, we are very close to being monetized and getting to 1,000 subs in literally a year of starting this YouTube channel. So I gotta thank God and I gotta thank all of you guys for continuing to rock with us, supporting our content. And if you're new to the channel, man, just check out all of our stuff that we had throughout the whole year. You know, we have a lot of fun. We go to a lot of social events, a lot of football games. We videotape that. We do the vlogs and stuff. We give out our predictions. We talk about real ball knowledge and everything like that. So if you guys enjoy things like that and also enjoy just a welcoming environment, you know, we make sure to answer comments, you know, give off suggestions. If you have a suggestion, you know, we like to answer it or make videos and things like that. So if that interests you guys, please subscribe to the channel, or at the very least, just share it with a friend. That's all we ask. I would say all 2026, man, let's just spread the love, man. And we could use some love. Yeah, we get the monetization, that would be a blessing. So you guys help us get there. But with that being said, the topic of this video, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs because we have to, right? I will say I am so excited because, as you can tell, it's been a long time since the Bears have been in the playoffs, and I feel great. I feel really great. I'm actually going to be at the game against the Green Bay Packers, so I'll make sure to videotape all of that. New vlog gonna come up next week, so you guys be on the lookout for that. It'd be a lot of fun. If it's anything like the last game, please, you gotta check it out. It was insane. So going into the playoffs, let's just go right into it. There's a lot of ways you can think about this, a lot of predictions. Very crazy NFL year. It's not every year that the top QBs have gotten hurt. You know, good teams gone bad teams gone good. You know, there's a lot of parity. So definitely a lot of injuries as well, which we made a video about that, discussing things. But anyway, I would say let's start with the AFC. AFC, I wouldn't say it's a dark horse, but I think one of my favorite teams coming out of the AFC right now would be this Jaguars team. I did not look at this team at all. I completely overlooked this team, but after they acquired Jacoby Myers, this offense is just way better than I thought. And Trevor Lawrence is playing way better than I thought he would. So, you know, props to him, props to Liam Cohen. I mean, there's so many Coach of the Year candidates that are in this playoffs right now, and it's good to see. I think that's good for the league. Good head coaches can take you pretty far, as you can tell. As the Bears know, a good head coach can take you pretty far. So yeah, I really like the Jaguars right now coming out of the AFC, to be honest with you. I don't know how I feel about this Broncos team. It's actually a very similar feeling I feel about the Seattle team. I don't feel confident about their offense at all. So while defense and not turning the ball over is going to carry you far in the playoffs, also you need to have at least a half decent offense, and I don't feel too good about that. If there's ever a dark horse, I would say it's the Buffalo Bills, just because Josh Allen, I still believe talent-wise, is the best QB in the NFL right now. Maybe Patrick Mahomes, but he's hurt right now, so get well soon, Pat. But that defense is really bad, but Josh Allen has just found a way every time. So I think the Bills are what you would call a dark horse of coming out of the AFC, but those would be my two choices, Jaguars or the Bills to come out of the AFC. And then on the NFC side, I feel the same way about Seattle as I feel about the Broncos. You would hope the defense just takes them on along the way, but the offense is just so inconsistent. I don't feel good about it. And just disclaimer, I usually try not to pick the first seed to win it all. I mean, it could happen, but more times out of 10, it's really just a team that gets hot in the playoffs and just goes on a really crazy run. So I think I wouldn't call it a dark horse. I think the Rams honestly are the best team in the NFC, and I kind of like their spot on where they're at. They have to go back to the Panthers, which out of all the teams you want to face, it's probably going to be the Panthers in this playoffs. So Yeah, I like the Rams to come out. I know a lot of people are really high on the 49ers, but I'm actually a little bit more high on the Eagles. Um, Now, listen, I'm a Bears fan. It would be really biased if I said the Bears. So just this one time, I'm not gonna rely on the Bears though, but the Bears is a pretty good pick as well. But anyway, I think the Eagles are interesting because the Eagles do have a top tier defense, and that can't be understated. And it really just comes down to Jalen Hurts' play. They got all the talent in the world on that team. It's just Jalen Hurts has to show up. But without him showing up, this team has done a really good job of just managing the game. And that's always been their philosophy. They don't ask Jalen Hurts to do too much. That's always been their quota. Play good defense. Jalen Hurts is going to do just enough to win the game, and then they're going to milk the clock in the fourth quarter. So, again, I think the Eagles are a lot better than what people think. I think people are just really dislike Jalen Hurts, was for good reason. I think he has not played that well this year. I was the guy that said he was a top 10 QB in the league, which he was a Super Bowl MVP. So I was expecting him to throw the ball a little bit better, but whatever. But I would say those are my two choices coming out of the NFC. Will probably either be the Eagles or the Rams. Now, if it's the Bears, y'all gonna hear from me. Hey, if it's the Bears, you're definitely gonna hear from me. So hopefully it's the Bears. But anyway, we can go right into this bracket real quick and where I think people are gonna go. Let's see. I guess I'll start with the AFC since that's where I started. Big congrats to the Steelers for winning. That game was insane. I've said it before, I feel like, but that missed kick by the Ravens single-handedly saved the Steelers organization. They would have blew up that entire team. Tomlin would have been gone. Rodgers would have retired. That would have been a mess. So congrats to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everyone's really high on this Houston team, and for good reason, because they're the number one defense in the NFL. So I get it. Their defense is really solid, and their offense, it's not that it's bad. They just play good enough. It's very inconsistent play, but they definitely have their games where they look really good. I'm actually going to go with the Steelers to beat the Texans here. Part of the reason why, everyone wants to be on the Texans, and for good reason. I don't blame you. Steelers do not look that formidable. They pretty much limped into the playoffs. I get it. I don't think it's crazy, but weird things have happened in the playoffs. Home field advantage is a significant advantage, is number one. Number two, which is more important, I'm very certain that it's going to be bad weather out there, and I just lean on veteran QB play and subpar defense over. I still think this Texas team is still pretty young, has a little bit ways to go. I think the Steelers actually do get their first playoff win in quite a bit of time here, and they end up advancing. And moving on here, we have the Jaguars and the Bills. Now, this is the spot where I pointed out earlier. Whoever comes out of this game, I think has a really good shot of just winning the AFC overall. I like both of these teams a lot. It really can go either way. I'm going to lean more on the Jaguars just because it's a home team, and this Bills defense is extremely bad. I think in the AFC, this is probably the worst defense. Maybe the Steelers, I don't know. I think the Bills defense is just a little bit worse. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars here. It's going to be a great game. It's probably going to be one of the best games in the playoffs. I'm hoping all the games are great, but this is probably going to be one of the best games in terms of just Josh Allen's greatness and the Jaguars team as a whole just competing out there. But I lean more for the Jaguars in that one. And then you have the Chargers and the Patriots. Call me crazy. I actually like the Chargers in this one. Hear me out. Sounds crazy. I like the Chargers to beat the Patriots because I don't like the Patriots' strength of schedule, to be real with you. And I've seen this before from the Vikings 2 years ago, where they've looked extremely well. I forgot what happened. I think their come from behind wins or winning close games was like an NFL record or something, but they were a 14-win team, but they didn't make it that far. I don't think the Patriots' success is sustainable. I understand Drake May is an MVP. Personally, I think it should go to Stafford, just so we know. But at some point, he's got to have a bad game. I fully believe that. He's got to have a bad game at a certain point. And this Chargers team, everyone in the world is just expecting them to lie down and be bad, right? But at the end of the day, they have just as good of a coaching in Harbaugh. They have a very good defense. Like, I personally see them as a top 5 defense. Maybe their stats wise that would prove me wrong on that, but this Chargers defense is legit. So I think regardless, it's going to be a great game. And after that Bills and Patriots game, I was starting to see, I was like, as crazy talented as they are, at the end of the day, they're beatable. You can beat this team. So I'm going out on a limb here. I'm going to lean for the Chargers to actually win. So we got the Steelers versus the Jaguars now. And then you have the Chargers versus the Broncos. So I'm just going to do the AFC bracket first, and I'll go to the NFC. Chargers versus Broncos. Give me the Chargers. Honestly, give me the Chargers. And this Broncos one's easy. Honestly, I don't care who's there on that slot. No matter if it's the Chargers, Bills, or Texans, I don't care who's on there. I would take that team over the Broncos for 2 reasons. One, statistically, teams come off slow coming out of the bye, so always just keep that in mind. That's number 1. Number 2, this offense is bad. This is not a good Broncos offense at all. This defense is great. They're going to keep them in the game. Any game they're in is going to be a close game. But this offense is so bad. I honestly think this is the worst offense in the playoffs. I honestly think the Broncos have the worst offense in the playoffs. And it starts with Bo Nix. I do not trust Bo Nix in the playoff game at all. Maybe he won't turn the ball over by probably just not throwing the ball, but I don't trust him to really drive down the field and score if needed, especially on like a game to win the game or anything of that nature. I think him and Sean Payton have a really great system. They got in this fall. They're not a bad team at all, but I do not trust Bo Nix with football at all. So for that reasons, I'm leaning on the Chargers in a monumental upset right there to go to the AFC Championship game, which would be right up Harbaugh's alley when you think about it. And then you have the Jaguars versus the Steelers. Just give me the Jaguars. Let's not overdo it. I don't really feel a need to analyze that portion. I think the Steelers can skate out with the Texans just because I don't trust the Texans offense, but I think with the Jaguars, they're going to blow them out. I think that one's going to be pretty decisive. So then it's going to be the Jaguars and the Chargers. Interesting matchup. Curious to see how that goes. I think this is probably at the point where the Chargers' injuries throughout the year have finally caught up with them. And I think the Jaguars pull through just because the Jaguars are just a more healthy team. And again, I'm very surprised on how well they've been playing on offense. I can't take that away from this team. This team is a well-oiled machine on offense, and their defense isn't bad. It's a middle-of-the-pack defense. It's serviceable. It does just enough. They can get a good pass rush out of this team. They've gotten some good interceptions, some timely interceptions when needed, some key stops. So this might be the Jaguars' year, guys. It might be their year. So let me get the Jaguars to beat the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl. Now let's flip over to the NFC side, the big, bad, scary NFC. First things first, let's start Rams and Panthers. I'm going to go Rams again. Again, I think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. Just across the board. Matthew Stafford is an MVP. Puka's the best receiver out there, and their defense is phenomenal. They don't get a lot of credit just because Matthew Stafford's on the other side of the ball, but whole unit as a whole, I don't think it's going to be hard to stop. The only challenge the Rams are going to have is that I think it's just going to be very hard this year to win a bunch of road games. That's my only take. That's the only thing that's probably stopping them. But Stafford's a veteran. He's been in the Super Bowl. I think he gets the job done. Congrats on the Panthers for making it to the playoffs and getting a home playoff game. That's actually very monumental for that team. But I got the Rams in that one. Next one, 49ers and Eagles. Everyone loves the 49ers. They expect the 49ers to go far. I got a good friend that plays for the 49ers. Shout out to you, Dom. Please don't watch this video, but I actually have the Eagles beating the 49ers. Now, my reason why has nothing to do with the offense at all, so Dom, don't get mad at me. But my reason has nothing to do with the offense at all. My reason has everything to do with that defense. That defense is probably the worst defense going into the playoffs right now. Maybe the Bears are slightly worse, but both of them are pretty bad. And going in an away game at Philly with a defense that's that bad, I know Jalen Hurts hasn't been the best QB, but AJ Brown's got to get 100 yards on this defense. There's no way around it. They got to get 100 yards on this defense without question. So unless the 49ers are fully capable of putting 40 up every single game at this point, their season's just not going to last long. And it's a shame because they're just banged up. It was just a catastrophe. So it's a miracle they made it this far, to be real with you. Mike Shanahan deserves way more credit than what he's done with this team, with all the injuries that they have to even get to that point. They were a game away from the first seed. But if they were the first seed, it was a different story. I would have felt better with them being at home with the crowd on their side and stuff. Niners fans do travel well, as I've seen, but Eagle being in Philly, that's just a different environment. I gotta go with Philly on that one. I think Philly stumps the Niners and end their season right there. And then the biggest one, game of the year for me, since I'm actually going to be there, is the Bears and Packers. Give me the Bears. There's no reason to talk about this. Packers are by far the worst team coming into the playoffs. I am not worried, but I'm not too overly confident. If we play the game that I know we can play, then I don't think there's going to be much of an issue to beat the Packers. They're banged up. Whoever they want to limp out there for their playoff game to try to make it competitive, good for them. But it's over. It's Caleb Williams' season. He's going to get his first playoff win. Whole Chicago goes crazy. I'll make sure to show you guys the video. It will be a great time. So we'll have Eagles and Bears, and then it's going to be Rams and Seattle. Rams and Seattle. I actually really like the Rams in this. And my Seattle comment is very similar to what I think about the Broncos. Their defense is absolutely phenomenal. If I thought the Texans defense was the best defense, this is probably the only other argument to say that this is the number one defense. This Seattle defense is beyond special. I think the Seattle defense is going to end up being better than the Legion of Boom. I honestly do, because Legion of Boom was amazing, but this team is unbearable. Like you can't get a yard on this defense. It is smothering. It is a chokehold on you. You can't score a point on this defense. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's got to be up there. If not this year, then next year. It's got to be one of those teams where they talk about for a long time. This group of people is special, and they're very young. So that's going to be scary for years to come. But I like the Rams in this, and the reason why, I trust the veteran in Matthew Stafford. I trust the receivers in busting up that defense and getting enough and scoring on them. And more importantly, I have zero faith in this Seattle offense. This Seattle offense, and the Rams have a good defense, don't get me wrong, but this Seattle offense, I've seen them enough times this year. If you can't run the ball, the Seattle offense is done. They can't throw the ball. They can't do anything. I've watched Sam Darnold. I've watched so many third and longs that they turn into a draw play and actually convert on this team. It's not sustainable at all. If they can't run on this team and they force Sam Darnold to throw the ball, he's I call him turkey sub. He's giving you a couple turkey sub. He's giving you some interceptions, man. There's no way around it. He's definitely throwing some turkey subs out there. So I like the Rams here in an upset, to be real, which sounds crazy, but I trust Matthew Stafford. I like that team. I think that team is super dangerous. And then we have the Eagles and Bears. Now, we did out physical the Eagles the first time we met, and they're going to have to come to Chicago. Okay. Everything is there for the Bears to win. And there's no way I would ever say that they would lose. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go with the Bears. I just can't. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I got to go with the Bears. I can't root against them at home. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going with the Bears in that. I don't care. You comment down below. Maybe I'm crazy, but I love this team. I believe in this team. I believe in Caleb. I believe in Ben Johnson. This team has single-handedly brought down crime in Chicago. I think they get the dub and go to the NFC Championship. That's my statement. That's all I'm going to say. So we have Bears versus the Rams. Now, Bears versus the Rams at Soldier Field. I would love to see what the weather's like. If the weather's normal, then the Rams are probably going to beat us, just because I don't see two corners in the entire league that can match up against Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. I don't see that. And this Bears defense is just not playing good ball right now. I think we'll get it together in the off season, but what we have right now, this is a championship level in any regard. It's probably one of the worst defenses in the entire playoffs, if I'm being honest. So I think the Rams get us there. So that means in my bracket, I have the Rams and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. I wonder how much money that is. If I can, I'll bet that. I'll actually bet that. We'll follow the chat. If I win, I will give a portion of that money back to a follower, subscriber, whatever. I'll make a little giveaway with that, but I'll do that. I'm gonna do Rams versus Jaguars Super Bowl, and I'll see what the odds are and put some money down on that, and we'll see what happens. But that's what I like. I like these teams. I like the spots that are in and the teams that they have to face to get there. I think the Rams is super challenging because that means they win all road games to get there, which is pretty improbable, but I've seen crazier things happen. This definitely happened before, and they have a championship caliber team to be able to do that. So that's who I have. I like that. Who do I have winning it all? I think at the end of the day, as long as there's no hiccups, man, Matthew Stafford is just Matthew Stafford at the end of the day. He's gonna get you 300 in the air. So at the end of the day, I'm going with the LA Rams for another Super Bowl for Matthew Stafford, and maybe he retires after this. But that's who I got. I like the LA Rams to win it all. I just think that offense, when you have a veteran that's playing that good of football, similar to the Tom Brady situation, there's no defensive scheme that he hasn't seen at this point. And you pair that up with such a genius play caller as Sean McVay, they've seen it all. So I don't see any defensive scheme that's really going to stop them. And from a talent standpoint, two great running backs, two outstanding receivers. I mean, Devontae Adams playing some of the best ball we've seen in years. Great tight end play, great supporting class, and a good defense. This defense really doesn't get talked about, but this defense is good. I mean, hell, last year they almost beat the Eagles. They played the Eagles the best out of anyone in the playoffs. They were a game-winning drive away and threw a pick to lose. So I really like this Rams team. I think Puka Nacua puts on a masterclass because he is literally unguardable. So that's who I lean towards. That's who I have. Rams to win it all. Rams Super Bowl. Let's get it. So improbable, but great. Be awesome. Great story. The only story that'd be better than that if the Bears win it all. If the Bears win it all, you'll definitely hear from me because I will have a lot to say if that happens. So with that being said, you guys let me know down in the comments below. Who do you have winning it all? Is this too ambitious? Do I know ball? Do I not know what I'm talking about? I'm recording this early, so we're gonna know how this plays out, and I'm gonna let you know. And like I said, I'll actually put some money down on this. I'll put in Rams versus Jaguars Super Bowl, and if it's a good payout or we win or something like that, I'll do a giveaway. Why not? I mean, you guys so much still support. We greatly appreciate that. I have no problem doing that. So you guys let me know. But other than that, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts. Check out all of our other content. We got so much fun stuff planned for 2026. So excited for it, and I'm so happy that you guys are here. But with that being said, take care, guys, and I will see you in the next one.